I'm making decisions because they are in the best interest of the city, and they are right. And I'm doing it in collaboration with the other stakeholders in the city to make sure that they have a voice in doing it. I tell our staff we either need to go big or go home. And I mean that. It's time for us to stop knocking in around and take some giant steps to try to improve the things that make people's lives better. So if we operate like people expect people in government to operate, then we'll be out of government pretty quick, as it should be. If it can get, and that means you have to do things that are sometimes unpopular. I've learned quite a few things about things by being the mayor of Kansas City. I'm happy to share some of them with you. One thing I can tell you is don't overextend yourself. Kansas City in 1945 was 68 square miles. Kansas City today is 316 square miles. From the roof of City Hall, you can look north, east, or south as far as you can see from 29 floors above the ground. And everything you see will be Kansas City, Missouri. We have the largest city in the state. You can fit 8 San Franciscos inside the borders of Kansas City, Missouri. The good news is we get to be a lot of things to a lot of people. The bad news is people expect us to be all things to all people. So don't overextend yourself because you will not have the resources to adequately cover your flanks. But be who you are, be comfortable in that, and nurture that. Develop a core and stick with it. Next, others, regardless of what you may do, are going to find fault with it. Doesn't matter what it is. I swear that I could stand on a street corner and hand out $20 bills to everybody who walked by. 1/3 of those people would be mad that it wasn't 50. Another third would be mad because I was handing out $20 bills and they would wonder if I was using taxpayer dollars. It doesn't matter what it is. There's a group of people who are not going to agree with you. And you know what? I'm cool with that. It's fine by me. But because people don't always understand exactly what you are responsible for, and often hold you responsible for things that you have absolutely no control over, I like to take credit for good weather. I tell them that bad weather is the fault of the city manager. If the sun is shining and the birds are chirping, that's me. I did that. It also doesn't matter what you tell people who disagree with you sometimes. They're not going to understand or want to understand it. So you've got to be good with the idea that you're never going to convince everybody to see it your way. But you also have to be good with the fact that when you are making those decisions, that you have taken into account those types of disagreements, that you have accounted for them, and that your decision is in the best interest of the service of your city as a whole. That's a part of leadership. It's something you have to do. One other thing I'd like to tell you is you have to develop and be trustworthy. It's a precious, precious commodity these days. The ability to build, cultivate, maintain trust on a personal basis, in a professional basis, is perhaps the most important skill that you can have and develop. It's important in our everyday dealings with everybody. And in today's climate, trust is a pretty rare commodity. I mean, you're moving into a world here soon where even facts are negotiable. We have difficulty meeting and talking to each other intelligently because we have a difficult time agreeing on what the baseline facts are. Not opinions, not speculation, facts. If we can't agree on basic facts, then we will never agree on what to do about situations. We have pundits that question everything from where the president was born to whether or not there is climate change and the cornerstone of physics. And they're entitled to those opinions, but they are not entitled to invent their own facts. I'm all for questioning. Questioning is what innovation is about. Questioning is what entrepreneurism is about. I'm all for it. But you can't have intelligent movement if you can't agree on the core facts. Repeatedly saying things loudly that are untrue does not make them any truer. So you have to be able to be aware of the other person's position, to agree on basic cornerstone facts, to have an honest, forthright conversation with your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers. And in doing that, develop trust. That doesn't mean that you have to agree on everything. It simply means that you don't start from the world is flat, talking to a person who believes that the world is round. It goes a long way in creating a successful future. Another thing, please be a little bit selfish. You're going to get tugged and pulled and mushed and schmoozled all around the place. Take it from me. I don't have any time that's not scheduled. Time's not my own. Every day is scheduled, every trip is scheduled, everything I do is scheduled. I don't even get to drive myself, unfortunately, unless I can talk Casey and Marvin into let me drive home, which I think is unheard of, but I thought I'd try. You're going to get tugged around a little bit, but that's the gig of leadership. You have to be in different places, and it doesn't always meet your schedule. And frankly, I'm not complaining. I asked for this job, okay? I got this job, and I love this job. I'm just telling you, that's part of the job. It's a full-time job. It's one that I wanted to have for quite some time. So I get to live the dream. But the dream has reality in it, and you have to get comfortable with that. So find that place that allows you to go back to center. With me is my family. They have been extremely supportive, and they've allowed me to do what I wanted to do. I owe them the respect of being with them, because that's something that we need for each other. One last thing. I want you to get used to being good for nothing. You're all a bunch of good for nothing boy staters.
Woo!
And that probably shocked a few of you. Oh, you just insulted me. No, actually I didn't. All I'm asking you is to be good, but don't be looking for anything in return. So be good for nothing. Don't expect a reward for doing what you're supposed to. Just be good for nothing. It is not really as honorable to do good work, good deeds, in hopes that you're going to get a big tip for doing it. It's much more honorable to put yourself out there and do what needs to be done without any thought about a reward at the end. And you know what happens? More times than not, the reward comes. Because there is a thing in the world that seems to balance things out. And I don't think that you can get anything if you never give anything. Last, I just want to tell you it's been a pleasure to have an opportunity to talk with you. I hope that you will enjoy your senior year. If you decide to go to college, and I think and I hope that a lot of you will, then please enjoy it. It is a unique experience. If you decide that college may not be for you, there is absolutely nothing wrong with work. Honest work. If you want to be a mechanic, Lord knows we need one. If you want to carve wood and be a furniture maker, we certainly need it. But somehow in this day and age, it seems like we've almost gotten to this point where if you're not going to college, you're just not quite as good. That's not true. This is a complicated world. Lots of skills are needed. We need the best people matched up to their best skill set so we are most efficient. That's what we need to have. Whatever you do, however, do it with pride. Do it with an idea of being excellent. Don't say you're getting better. Say that you are trying to be best. Getting better, yeah, that's an ongoing thing, and that you're going to do that in your attempt to be best. But getting better is kind of a mushy goal. Being best, you can calculate that. Who's the best surgeon for hearts in this city? A lot of people will tell you who it is. Be that person. Who's the best mechanic to go to get my car fixed and have it done right the first time at a reasonable cost? Be that person. Who's the best mom? Who's the best dad? Be those people. Don't settle for anything less. And always be unique, because in being unique, you will bring something different to the table that may be the difference between solving the problem and not. Thank you for allowing me to talk to you.